I'm Ruby, and I learned early that in my family, love came with a ranking system. Ruby, why can't you dress like Natasha? Look at her. She knows how to present herself. My mother said this at my cousin's wedding, while I was wearing the dress she'd picked out for me. I was 23. Mom, you chose this dress. Well, I didn't think you'd make it look so plain. Natasha would have added accessories, done something with her hair. You just don't have her instinct for these things. My father nodded from behind his phone. Your sister's got that spark, Rubes. Always has. Natasha smiled at me from across the room, her hand on her fiancé Garrett's arm. Ruby looks fine, Mom. Leave her alone. I'm not criticizing, sweetheart. I'm trying to help her. Ruby needs guidance. Not everyone is naturally graceful like you. This wasn't new. This was my entire childhood, adolescence, and apparently my adulthood too. Natasha was 3 years older, and according to our parents, 3 years smarter, prettier, more charming, more successful, more everything. Did you hear Natasha got promoted again? Regional manager at 26. When I was 26, I was barely entry level. My father said this at Sunday dinner 2 weeks later. That's great, Nat, I said. What are you doing at your job, Ruby? My mother asked. Still just, what is it, filing? I'm a data analyst, Mom. I've been doing this for 2 years. Right. Well, it's good you found something that suits your skill level. Not everyone can be a leader like Natasha. Garrett cleared his throat. Ruby's being modest. She told me she's working on some big project at work. Oh, Ruby's always working on something. My father waved his hand dismissively. Never seems to go anywhere, though. Natasha gets results. Natasha shifted uncomfortably. Dad, that's not fair. I'm just being honest, sweetie. You've always been the achiever. Ruby's more steady. Nothing wrong with steady. I smiled. I'd learned that smiling was easier than fighting. You're right, Dad. Steady is fine with me. My mother patted my hand. That's my girl. Know your strengths. Not everyone can shine like Natasha, but you contribute in your own way. What they didn't know was that my big project was an AI integration system I developed independently. My company was about to pilot it across 3 departments. My boss had mentioned a significant promotion, possibly a transfer to the San Francisco office. I hadn't told my parents because I'd learned that my achievements were always measured against Natasha's and found wanting. 3 months later, I got the offer. Senior analyst position, 40% salary increase, relocation package to San Francisco. I accepted immediately. You're moving? My mother's voice went shrill when I told them. But we're here. Your family is here. It's an incredible opportunity, Mom. Natasha would never just abandon us like this. She knows family comes first. Natasha's engaged, Mom. She's staying because she's building a life with Garrett. I'm single. I can go anywhere. My father frowned. This feels sudden. Are you running away from something? No, Dad. I'm running toward something. Well, it seems selfish. My mother crossed her arms. We'll need help when we're older. Natasha can't do everything. Natasha won't have to do anything. You'll be fine. Natasha called me that night. Mom's losing her mind. She keeps saying you're abandoning the family. I got a promotion, Nat. A good one. I know. I'm happy for you. She paused. They just always assumed you'd be nearby. Available. Available for what? I don't know. Whatever they need, I guess. They put a lot on me, Ruby. I thought eventually you'd help balance it. You're the golden child. They worship you. They also expect everything from me. Do you know how exhausting that is? I did feel a flash of sympathy for her, but not enough to stay. I'm sorry, Nat. I really am. But I can't build my life around their expectations. I moved to San Francisco in August. My parents barely helped me pack. They threw Natasha and Garrett an engagement party instead. Ruby couldn't even stay for her sister's celebration. I heard my mother tell her friend on speakerphone while I was loading boxes. Just shows you where her priorities are. I worked harder than I'd ever worked. My system rolled out successfully. 6 months later, I was promoted again. Team lead. I bought a small condo in Oakland. I started dating someone from work, a software engineer named Marcus. Life felt clean, uncomplicated, mine. Then February happened. Natasha called me crying. Garrett left. What? Why? He's been cheating, for months, with someone from his gym. He told me he can't marry me. He said I'm too much like Mom. Nat, I'm so sorry. Everything's falling apart, Ruby. I had to move back in with Mom and Dad. I can't afford the apartment alone. My promotion got rescinded because our division is restructuring. I'm back to associate level. That's terrible. Can you come home? I need you. I can't just leave, Nat. I have responsibilities here. You have family here. Family you haven't seen in 8 months. I visit for holidays. You stayed 2 days at Christmas. 2 days, Ruby. Because every conversation was about how I'd abandoned everyone. She went quiet. Then, Mom and Dad need you too. Dad's having health issues. What kind of issues? Heart stuff. Stress. The doctor said he needs to slow down, but he won't listen. Maybe if you talk to him. Natasha, he hasn't returned my calls in 3 months. Neither has Mom. Because you left us. The irreversible moment came 4 weeks later. My mother called, which was rare enough to make me answer immediately. Your father's in the hospital. Heart attack. You need to come home now. I flew back the next day. My father was stable but looked diminished in the hospital bed. My mother sat beside him, her face drawn. You came. She said it like an accusation. Of course I came, Mom. Took you long enough. Natasha's been here every day. She took leave from work. I came as soon as I could. My father's eyes opened. Ruby. Hi, Dad. How are you feeling? Tired. Old. He coughed. Your mother tells me you're doing well out there. I'm doing okay. Just okay? Your sister's rebuilding her whole life here, and you're just okay? My mother cut in. Ruby's always been fine with mediocre. Have it you, sweetheart. Something in me crystallized in that moment. My father was in a hospital bed, and they were still doing this. They would always do this. Actually, I'm not okay with mediocre. I kept my voice level. I make 6 figures now. I lead a team of 12 people. I own property. I have a partner who respects me. I'm not just okay. I'm exceptional at what I do. My mother's face tightened. That's very nice, dear, but Natasha's achievements are… Mom, stop! Natasha stood in the doorway, still in her coat. Just stop. Excuse me? Ruby's successful. She's happy. Why can't you just be proud of her? We are proud of her. No, you're not. You never have been. Nothing she does is ever good enough, because she's not me. My father struggled to sit up. Natasha, you're upset. You don't mean that. I completely mean it. You've treated Ruby like a backup plan her entire life. Like she exists to make me look better and be available when you need something. That's not true. My mother's voice shook. We love both our daughters equally. Then why do you only call Ruby when you want something? Why is every conversation with her about what she's not doing right? I felt like I was watching something break in slow motion. Nat, you don't have to do this. Yes, I do. Because they won't change unless someone says it. And I'm tired of benefiting from how they treat you. My mother stood up. Natasha, you're clearly stressed from everything with Garrett. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. Garrett left me because I'm controlling and critical. Just like you taught me to be. Just like you are with Ruby. We are not having this conversation while your father is in the hospital. My mother's voice went ice cold. But we did have it, right there, with my father weak in bed and nurses passing in the hallway. Did you ever wonder why Ruby stopped sharing things with you? Natasha's voice cracked. She got a huge promotion and didn't tell you because she knew you'd compare it to mine and find it lacking. She has a boyfriend she really likes, and she hasn't mentioned him because you'll find something wrong with him or ask why he's not as successful as Garrett was. If she felt that way, she should have said something, my father said weakly. She tried, for years. You didn't listen. I wanted to stop this, to rewind, but I also felt lighter than I had in years. My mother turned to me, her eyes wet. Is this how you feel? That we don't appreciate you? Yes. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but… No, I interrupted her. No buts, no justifications. Either you're sorry or you're not. I am sorry. We both are. Aren't we, Donald? My father nodded slowly. We are, Ruby. We never meant to make you feel less than. But you did, constantly. And now I have a life that doesn't include that anymore. So what? You're just going to abandon us? When we need you most? My mother's apology evaporated instantly. I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm maintaining boundaries. Boundaries. She said the word like a curse. That's very modern of you. Family doesn't need boundaries. Healthy families do. I stayed for 3 more days until my father was discharged. Then I went back to San Francisco. My parents called once to clear the air. We've thought about what you said, my mother began, and we realize we may have been too hard on you sometimes. Sometimes? Ruby, we're apologizing. Can you please just accept it graciously? Are you going to change? Silence. That's what I thought. So you're punishing us forever? For not being perfect parents? My father sounded exhausted. I'm not punishing anyone. I'm just not interested in a relationship where I'm constantly told I'm not enough. We never said that. You said it every time you compared me to Natasha. Every time you dismissed my achievements. Every time you made me feel like I was disappointing you just by existing as myself. That's not fair, Ruby. We did our best. Your best wasn't good enough, and I'm okay with that now. I hope you can be too. They tried calling a few more times over the next months. I answered occasionally, kept conversations brief and surface level. They never acknowledged what had happened. They acted like we'd simply drifted apart naturally. Natasha and I talked more. She was in therapy, trying to unpack her own damage from being the golden child. It's weird, she told me. They're lost without you playing your role. What do you mean? They keep asking me what's wrong with you, why you won't forgive them. They genuinely don't understand that they did anything that needs forgiving. A year after my father's heart attack, they called asking me to co-sign a loan. Their house needed major repairs, and their savings were depleted from medical bills. I can't do that, Mom. You're really going to let us lose our home? You're not losing your home. You're asking me to take financial responsibility for you when you never took emotional responsibility for me. This is so cruel, Ruby. You're not the person we raised. You're right. I'm better. I heard my mother tell someone later. She didn't know I was still on the line. Ruby's become so cold, I don't even recognize her anymore. What she didn't recognize was the person I'd always been, underneath the daughter who smiled and absorbed their criticism. The person who'd learned that sometimes love is conditional, and it's okay to walk away from conditions you didn't agree to. Marcus and I got engaged last month. I called to tell them. That's wonderful, dear, my mother said carefully. Will you be having the wedding here? No, we're doing something small in California.
Of course. Well, we'll try to make it out there. You're invited. We're invited. We're your parents, Ruby. I know, and you're invited, just like everyone else. The last time I saw them was at that wedding. They came, but left early. Said the travel was too much. Before they left, my father pulled me aside. I'm proud of you, Ruby. I know I never said it enough. You never said it at all, Dad. Well, I'm saying it now. Doesn't that count for something? It counts, just not for everything. He looked hurt, confused, like a child who couldn't understand why his apology wasn't accepted immediately. They send cards now for birthdays and holidays, surface-level messages. They comment occasionally on photos I post. They're polite, distant, careful. Natasha tells me they've started saying they lost me to California, like it was geography that created this distance, and not decades of being the daughter who was never quite enough. I don't correct them anymore. Let them think what they want. I'm not angry. I'm just done measuring myself by their impossible standards and waiting for approval that was never coming. But here's what I wonder. When parents finally realize they pushed too hard for too long, and their apology doesn't fix what they broke, do you think they actually feel remorse? Or just inconvenience that their favorite child can't solve every problem alone?